Following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Changes Medical Spa and Laser Center.
Well, we are here at Changes Medical Spa and Laser Center here in Boones Creek to talk about a really important issue. We have Dr. Richard Jackson here with us, along with Dr. Angela Shelton, talking about a condition that affects about 5% of the population. Let's start there. What are we talking about?
Yes, Amy, we're talking about hyperhidrosis, which is excessive sweating, and the most common area that it occurs in is under the arms. We have a treatment for that. The treatment is actually about 12 years old since it's been approved, and we've been doing it, we started doing it as soon as it was approved by the FDA. And it's a wonderful treatment. It can completely eliminate underarm sweating and odor.
And we're talking about sweating that's really a medical condition. This isn't your everyday typical sweating, especially during those summer months.
Well, most of the people who come for a MiraDry treatment are the people who have excessive sweating or excessive odor, or both. You can have one or the other or both. But we also treat a lot of people who are in here for what we call inconvenient sweating. People who are professionals and they're wearing their nice dress shirt, they want to be able to take their jacket off at work, or surgeons. We treated an entire surgery group from over in North Carolina one summer because they don't like wearing their light blue scrubs with large sweat rings on them. So it's inconvenient sweating, it's excessive sweating, it's just a personal preference. We also have some people who are concerned about all the chemicals in antiperspirants these days. And the ones who want to go natural, we have a lot of those folks starting to call in. This is an all-natural way. It uses microwave energy to completely eliminate the sweat glands and the odor glands in the underarm area.
So it's an actual procedure, a treatment. Can you kind of explain how it works?
Sure. We start out by completely numbing the area. That's important, so the patient's not feeling discomfort. And then the treatment uses energy that heats the sweat glands, both the sweat and the odor glands, and it gets to the point where they are eliminated. And at the same time, it cools the skin to reduce pain or swelling after the procedure. So after the procedure, people do have some swelling, but they are able to drive or go back to work immediately afterward. And we recommend avoiding heavy exercise in the area of treatment, but for about a week or so. And the swelling's usually mostly gone by then, and people will have complete elimination of sweating. For some period of time, it will usually return after a few months to a partial degree, and people that have severe sweating will usually come back at that point and get a second treatment, which will completely eliminate it.
So one, maybe two treatments, and you have that permanent result?
That's right.
Wow, and I can only imagine what kind of a response you guys have gotten from people that have really struggled with this for years.
It's been a complete life changer for some people. We have a lot of mothers who will call back in and thank us for helping their child. We've treated people from age 13 all the way to in their 70s. We treated a retired physician here in town who had suffered with this and was in their 70s. Had suffered with it since they were 14, 15 years old. So it is a lifelong life changer for people who don't want to have sweat and odor.
Yeah, you said for a lot of people it's that embarrassment.
Yes. Yes, and it can be an impact on even their work life.
Yeah.
We've had patients who came in who could not hold a full-time job because the sweating and the odor was so bad. And these are people for who regular antiperspirants, regular deodorants do not work.
Right.
They just don't work on them. But we had one, I remember, who worked 2 part-time jobs, sometimes 3, because she would work a shift, and then she would have to go home, change clothes, shower, wash up, put on more deodorant, and then go to a second job. And it was a very big life impact. She couldn't have any kind of benefits because she had no full-time job.
And you've kept up with patients who've had this done years ago who still are living this lifestyle free of that excessive sweat.
Right. Once the sweat glands are gone, they won't come back.
Do you need a physician's referral for something like this?
We typically don't. We've had a lot of referrals from local physicians, especially dermatology practices, but patients can just self-refer. Again, if they're just bothered by whatever level of sweat that they have. A little sweat, a little odor, one treatment should get them completely. And for those that have excessive sweat and odor, typically 2 treatments are recommended.
We try to do consultations within a week, and we can usually get people in for a treatment within 2 weeks if they want to go ahead.
Most of them I do telephone consultations on. I do those consultations myself and tell them about our stories with our children. And the youngest of our 5 children suffered from the time he was about 13. When we did our training, we bought this device simply to treat him if we didn't treat anyone else. In our training, he was treated, and the teenage daughter of 2 physicians from another nearby city were treated as their training subjects. And I said, if 4 docs know how safe and effective this treatment is to let their teenagers get it done, that tells the story right there.
Absolutely. And you offer incentives certain times of the year as well.
Yes. Always just call the office. Sometimes we'll have specials going on. Sometimes the MiraDry company itself has specials that are going on. Watch our social media, call us at the office.
All right. Well, we're going to give everybody that information. If you would like to learn more about this treatment that's available here at Changes Medical Spa and Laser Center, you can check out their website, changesmedical.com. You can also call them at the number that is here on your screen.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Changes Medical Spa and Laser Center.